Is it time to buy Solana? According to the news, yeah, it is. But is that the case, and whereabouts should you buy it? How has Solana been holding up in terms of recent price action? We can see across the past 24 hours, Solana is one of the greatest gainers, at least in the top 8. Okay, does this mean you should buy? And when we check the heat map, Solana is doing pretty well. Look at that, Bitcoin is coming down, but Solana is going up. Should you buy? Unfortunately, when people are new to financial markets, they just look at the analysis we just looked at. They'll just look at the news, they'll look at a price, they may even look at a heat map like this and say, it's time to buy Solana, I'm missing out, oh my god. But professionals do a little bit more than that. I'll take you through it. Just like everything in life, financial markets obey rules. The first thing you should do is look at Bitcoin. And we can see Bitcoin is currently trading at the time of this video at 89,423. If you look at Ethereum and we compare it to Bitcoin, we can see that it's moving in directional correlation. That just means they're moving together. For example, if we look at Binance Coin, as Bitcoin went up, Binance Coin went up, and as Bitcoin came down, Binance Coin came down. And you might say, but Ken, I only want to know about Solana. We're getting to it. Okay, so Solana came down because Bitcoin was coming down. And then when Bitcoin came up, what does Solana do? Wow, it literally shot for the moon. And we can see Solana's holding on to its gains really, really well. So therefore, the question is not where is Solana going, the question is where is Bitcoin going? You're going to save yourself thousands of dollars by answering and asking that question. What about XRP? XRP is pretty interesting, and there's a lot happening inside the market. Look at Doge. It's just following Bitcoin's gravitational pull, but notice it's staying a bit stronger than what Bitcoin is at the current time. There's a lot of enthusiasm inside the crypto market. What about total crypto market cap? Well, you can see it's just moving with Bitcoin's alignment. If you're making your decisions to buy or to sell based on news articles, please stop doing that. The news is important and the news is good, but you need to have a little bit more context. Okay, we understand that looking at Bitcoin's directional correlation is pretty important. And one thing that people, when they get into financial markets, they just think the price only goes up. It never comes down. And if it comes down, it's going to zero. If it goes up, it's going to the moon and beyond. But price is just always moving in a wave. You can see it playing out here all the time, up and down, up and down. Please get used to this wave-based action. It's really important. Now, typically what people do is they say, this is a level of resistance, and this is a level of resistance, and that became support, and that broke down, and okay, here's another, it's at support. Let me just draw this line. Yeah, that's a support line. Okay, that's another thing you should really stop doing. You need to understand the price has been around for a long time. In terms of Bitcoin, it's over 5,200 days. You need to look at structural levels and not just make up levels just based on a day or 2 days or a month or even 3 months. You need to cover the entirety of price. Now, this indicator comes from the service. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at Bitcoin had a level of structure at 91,100. It also had a level of structure just under 90,700. So what happened is throughout the weekend, we just pushed through these two structural levels and we couldn't hold them. Now, what does that mean? We've got gravitational attraction, or called negative gravitational attraction, back to the 88,800 mark. So we may find that we've got a little bit more negative price action before we start to either rebound or underside retest that and go down. Now, what is it going to mean for Solana? Because this is all about Solana. It just means that if Bitcoin comes in and finds structural support and starts to get bullish control back into the market and the markets are very, very bullish. Make no mistake about that. We're going to see Solana absolutely party. But if we get a negative pullback and underside retest below 88,800, we've got a negative CTKS gap, and that means the price could fall quite significantly and quite sharply down to 86,780. So that will decay Solana's price. But we actually can't stop here. We also have to look at the total crypto market cap, or the health of the entire crypto market. Here we can see this candlestick pattern just playing out. This is the actual price. Well, it's the market capitalization of every single crypto, and you can see it's coming down at the current time. It looks very similar to Bitcoin, doesn't it? Well, what about if I overlaid Bitcoin's price? Ta-da! So what can we see here as Bitcoin, which is the blue line, as the blue line comes down, in other words, as Bitcoin comes down, it drags the entire market capitalization of the entire crypto market down with it. So what does this mean? Is Solana part of the crypto ecosystem? You betcha it is. So if Bitcoin is coming down, what's the gravitational pull on Solana? Well, it's negative. And if Bitcoin comes up, what's the gravitational pull on Solana? It's positive. But Ken, I just want a news article that says buy. You're going to get financially slaughtered if you think like that. But why? Okay, so think about it. If there was an article that came out and said, buy Solana right here, when total crypto market cap and Bitcoin were doing this, and you bought there and you said, oh, fantastic, it's going to go to the moon and beyond, and it went exactly the opposite direction, you would be inclined to sell then. But you wouldn't be inclined to get straight back in. You'd be inclined to read press articles that were overtly positive until you gain enough confidence to, again, buy at the top. Don't worry, we've all done it. But we've got to get past it. That's the major thing. You don't want to keep on doing this crazy kind of action, just getting pulled in on FOMO, only to get whacked financially. Okay, so what do we do about this? The first thing to understand is that total crypto market cap and Bitcoin rely on each other's structural levels. So I'm just going to eliminate Bitcoin. Bye-bye Bitcoin. Poof, and it's gone. Oh my goodness, Peter Schiff wishes he could do that. Now, what's the next step? We need to look at the structural levels, and you can learn to draw up the structural levels yourself, doing level 1 and level 2 standard certification. You can see that there are different gaps that exist in between structure. The CTKS method is the world's most powerful smart money buy and sell level detection system. It's a forward-leading indicator of price, which means you look rightwards, not leftwards, rightwards, towards where price can go. So we can see that we're currently really weak on this level of structural support across the entire crypto market. Don't forget, Solana is part of the entire crypto market. So as all of the other cryptos are coming down and there's negative price momentum, people are going to get scared. And when they get scared, they can lose structural support, and we can get a negative gravitational attraction towards lower support structures. So we can see this one playing out inside total crypto market cap around this area. And in the new course that's coming out, Profiting from CTKS Method Structure, I'll explain in depth how you can look at these charts and how to cross-correlate. It's a very, very important skill. Okay, back to Bitcoin. So what's the key here? It's most likely that we're going to find structural support right across the entire crypto market cap around the 88,800 mark, which means it's going to be really difficult for the bears to crunch down below 8,800 or 88,800. Now, what does this mean? It means that we expect a bounce. Now, will that bounce translate into bullish action? It will really depend on passing structural passes on all of these structural levels, and that's an important thing to keep your eye on. For example, if we just break down like this and just are weak, of course, structure has been violated. It's important to understand that when structure is hit, it will react. Now we get around to Solana. Solana, as we can see, has been moving in a wave, and it recently just skyrocketed up and retraced. But the question is, has Solana broken above a key resistance level at 225? Well, to check this, let's draw that key resistance level at 225 in on the current price chart. And then let's look across all of price history, not just the recent indicative price, but all of price history. Is this a key resistance level? No, there is no resistance there when you look across all of Solana's price history. And we can see right at the current time, we're literally at a structural support level. The problem is that if Bitcoin and total crypto market cap are negative, they will pull things down for Solana. So where is the critical structural resistance level? It's at 245 and 243. Now, if Solana just gets pulled down with Bitcoin's gravitational pull, we know around the 219 area, it will encounter structural support, and then down lower, especially at 204 and northwards up to around that 210 mark. It's got a lot of structure there. Now, what does structure actually mean? So what does this mean? These lines here, you can see one is thicker and one is thinner. What does the thicker line mean? It just means that it's stronger. So what does this mean? Around that 245, there were a tremendous number of sellers inside the market that were going to sell Solana's price rally down. And that's unfortunately what they did. And just to complicate matters, we had several structural resistance levels there, and that just meant that there were more and more sellers that could push it down. Push it down to where? This particular area of structural support around that 234. Notice this positive CTKS gap. When things went positive, price could move very, very quickly up to the next structural level. But you'll notice that the sellers came in and pushed Solana's price down to the underneath structural level. This is why knowing where the structure is so vitally important. So what are we seeing here? If we get continued negative price momentum inside Bitcoin and total crypto market cap, we are likely to retrace even down to the 218 mark. Now, if we get positive momentum and the bulls start to take over, we still have to deal with the 245 resistance level. One thing that you should understand, the concept of price discovery does not exist. It's just a retail myth. There is always structural resistance and structural support inside every single price chart, even charts that are broken out into all-time new highs, such as Bitcoin. Therefore, even though Bitcoin is technically from a retail perspective in price discovery, look at all these structural resistance lines above the current price. And when you understand this structure is where smart money will come in and sell down, or smart money will step in and buy, wow, that's just phenomenal. Please let me know, where do you think Solana is going to in the next 24 hours? Do you think the bulls will get back in control around these structural support levels? Or do you think the bears will push price down below? The key for you is 88,800 for your buying decision on Solana. I know it sounds weird, but it works. I've just been putting some resources together for you on ctksmethod.org. So if you go into there and just press the Inventor button, there's just some information about me and some really helpful crypto links. I think you'll really like the crypto top indicators. All of these links will help you to determine if the top is in or not. And just to give you a hint, it's nowhere close to being in. The thing to remember, in this particular market, everything is on the upside, and if you would like to look through a bit of a deeper dive on my background, it's just below there. And there's a lot of really cool things, and I would suggest that you trade on Binance especially, and if you do, I can help you out. Just going back to the homepage on ctksmethod.org, One of the most important things that you can actually do is to do your cheat sheet to understand how the row 1, row 2, row 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are all intercorrelating with each other. And inside the service, you get the structural indicators across every single one of these charts. We looked at Bitcoin, we looked at Total, and we looked at Solana. But if you're looking across the structural levels of all of these charts, you will have superpowers. Have a great day or night ahead, my friends, and Kate and I look forward to catching up with you again in the next video. And by the way, if you're in Sydney, coming up next week, please reach out and DM me on X/Twitter. Okay, bye for now.